Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, I was talking about Dollar Tree the other day and the tools that you can find there. And if you're just getting into working on Marx locomotives, Lionels, whatever, you don't have to go out and spend a whole bunch of money on tools. This is a screwdriver kit you can get at Dollar Tree. It costs $1. And as you see, it's pretty simple. Anyway, it's got a caddy attached to the screwdriver itself. It has a small flat blade, a large flat blade, 2 Phillips, 2 Torx, and 2 Allens. Now, the nice thing about these screwdriver bits is even though this is a $1 screwdriver, these are hollow ground, as you see. Hollow ground screwdrivers are the best ones you can buy. The nice thing about this one screwdriver kit is that it has every screwdriver in it that you need to work on a Marx locomotive, including if you pull the caddy off, which you can, this screwdriver body fits the nuts on the brush plate as a wrench, and it fits them perfectly. So you've got an Allen wrench or Phillips head to remove the bottom screw in the brush plate. The screwdriver body itself removes the 2 nuts to take the brush plate off. You've got a small flat blade for removing or installing the screw in a steam locomotive. And you have a large flat blade for removing the screw in the top of the Marx diesels. So this one screwdriver kit is $1 for the complete kit. It's more than good enough for working on a Marx motor. You don't have to spend a lot of money on tools. And even though this is extremely cheap, it's more than good enough. If this was the only tool I had, I could fix every Marx motor I found. It's really, really simple. And like I said, it's got the 3 screwdrivers that you're going to need to repair any Marx locomotive. It's got a Phillips head for removing the bottom screw. It's got a large flat blade for removing the screw in the top of the diesels, a small flat blade for removing the screws in the steam locomotives, and the body itself is a wrench that fits the brush plate nuts. So even though it's cheap and it is technically junk, it is more than good enough to get started working on a Marx locomotive. Like I said, if this was the only tool I had, I could still fix every Marx motor that I could find. It's far from perfect. It is really, really cheap in the extreme, but it's more than good enough to get you started, and it has all 3 screwdrivers you need to repair a Marx motor, including a wrench to remove the nuts on the brush plate. So you've got the Phillips for the bottom screw, the wrench for the brush plate nuts, a small flat blade for removing the screw or installing it, and a large flat blade for removing the motor from the large diesels. Their motor is mounted in the top with a fairly large screw, which this would be perfect for. So anyway, it's $1 at Dollar Tree, and it's far from perfect, but it's more than good enough to get you started working on Marx motors. You don't need anything other than this. This, a couple of pairs of pliers, and you're set. A pair of needle nose and a standard pair of pliers. That's really all you need. A wheel puller and a wheel press. You can fix any Marx motor you can find. Is it high quality? Nope. But it is hollow ground, which is important. Hollow ground screwdrivers don't slip out of the slots in the screws. And you also have the wrench for the nuts on the brush plate. You have a Phillips head for removing the screw in the brush plate. You have a small flat blade for removing the screw in the steam locomotives, and a large flat blade for removing the top screw in the diesels. It's $1. It's really difficult to beat that. Anyway, as I always stress, don't overlook the junk. Is it high quality? No, it is not. But it is more than good enough to fix a Marx motor. Anyway, I just want to do a quick video on this. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, benztrains@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.